From Lil Nas X's messy Satan shoe series to Drake's bizarre Sprite campaign, here's a list of Black celebrities who endorse the weirdest products. We have to ask, what was Lil Nas X thinking when he endorsed Nike's Satan shoe series? The shoes were a limited edition series of Nike's Air Max 97s. Mischief, a Brooklyn art collective, worked with Lil Nas X to design the shoes in 2021. Only 666 pairs of the Satan series Nikes were ever released, and they were sold out in under a minute. Mischief released the series alongside Lil Nas X's music video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Priced at $1,081 each, the shoes depicted an inverted cross, a backward Nike logo on the side, and a reference to Luke 10:18 from the Bible. Mischief also claimed that each shoe was painted with at least one drop of human blood that was collected from 6 of the art collective's employees. To say that the shoe series and its surrounding campaign was controversial would be putting it lightly. In addition to the expected criticism from the public, Nike filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Mischief when it turned out that the shoe manufacturers were the only ones unaware of the partnership. The whole thing was messy from start to finish, and some people believe that it was exactly what Lil Nas X was going for. Chance the Rapper, on the other hand, was going for something a little more humorous with his endorsement. Unfortunately, he couldn't catch a break and became the butt of the joke for his KitKat ad. Nick Cannon left the crowd in hysterics when he made fun of Chance the Rapper for this ad. And unlike the Satan shoes, Chance's ad wasn't controversial, it was just weird. The 30-second ad starts with Chance browsing through a gas station when he comes across a singing KitKat with his face on it. After the KitKat's done singing, it looks up at Chance and says, "Get it? 'Cause we're both rappers." For those of you who still might not have gotten it, Chance the Rapper was holding Chance the Rapper. The ad was funny, everyone can agree on that, and so was Nick Cannon's diss on Wild 'N Out. Cannon stated that Chance didn't have any bars, so they decided to give him a KitKat bar to compensate. Ouch! Still, the KitKat endorsement was one that could have landed Chance a lifetime partnership with the company. This has happened before. Take Terry Crews' lifetime deal with Old Spice, for example. From picking up his jacked newborn to emerging out of a man's beard, Terry sure is committed to the Old Spice bit. He's been the face of the brand for a while now, and what really makes Terry a fantastic celebrity spokesperson for Old Spice is how openly he accepts challenges from their creative team. And they've put him in some weird advertisements over the years. Would you think it's strange if Terry's head rolled down some bowling pins and then his body picked it up and put it back? Now, what does that have to do with Old Spice? This particular ad had Terry's decapitated head yelling, "Power!" all the way till he placed it back on his body and then cut to the new Old Spice deodorant. The correlation here was that the new Old Spice deodorants are really powerful. It's this level of commitment that has seen Terry become the face of Old Spice. Proactiv also tried to get P. Diddy to become the face of the brand. That didn't take. Was it because of the weird 2006 commercial, or the fact that he sued them for $1.5 million? Let's find out. Did you know that Guthy-Ranker set aside a $200 million media budget for the line of skincare products? They reportedly spent over $15 million getting celebrities to endorse the product. Over the years, they've had Avril Lavigne, Lindsay Lohan, Katy Perry, Jessica Simpson, and every other major celebrity step out and endorse the product. He claimed during the endorsement that he made sure that amongst his list of essentials, his watches and other luxury goods, he always made sure to have Proactiv with him. Why? Because nothing else was as effective when it came to acne-free skin. Diddy called the product the key to preserving his sexy. You can see why Guthy-Ranker was confused when Diddy decided to file a lawsuit against the company a few months later. Diddy claimed that Proactiv had discredited him in the hip-hop community. He also claimed that after using the products for a while, he started to break out. Proactiv had lied to him, and through him, they'd lied to his fans, for which Diddy believed a $1.5 million settlement was fair compensation. Now, Guthy-Ranker turned around and countersued Diddy for failing to preserve his sexy by not following the instructions on the back of the product perfectly. They also cited his endorsement with Pepsi as the real reason why he started to break out. Diddy eventually dropped the suit after several doctors and experts commented that there's a direct correlation between acne and drinking soda. The ad was promptly shelved because of the negative media campaign. One ad that'll forever live in our heads rent-free would be Nelly's Honey Nut Cheerios bit. Some partnerships don't make sense, and fans were really left scratching their heads when Nelly announced he'd be in the next Honey Nut Cheerios commercial. What did the musician have in common with Busby? Well, that's what the campaign sought to explain. It started off with Busby telling Nelly he should try out the cereal, but Nelly tells him that everyone under the sun has tried and loves Honey Nut Cheerios. What they don't love, however, is Busby's swag or lack thereof. So, the rapper takes it upon himself to transform the beloved mascot into Nelly-style clothing. Oddly enough, it worked. Busby had a leather jacket, slick shades, and even auto-tuned his voice to fit Nelly's standards. The announcement of the collaboration made no sense, and maybe a lot of people still find it strange. But hey, at least it was iconic, right? You could also say that Lil Wayne's collaboration with strapped condoms was also iconic. Although we have to admit, it was really weird. For starters, no one could really make sense of what the ad was trying to portray. It showcases Wayne in concert, a bunch of women, and the rapper singing an original that was composed for the commercial. The advert had little to do with the product he was endorsing and a lot to do with everything else. For example, why was Wayne hunched over the hood of a car? The only informative bit in the entire commercial were the 5 or so seconds where the rapper holds the product and mentions it by name. If not for much else, at least the lyrics were catchy. People now know that Lil Wayne stays strapped, even if they don't know the context. At least the endorsement worked well for the company. Next, Wrigley severed ties with Chris Brown after his legal troubles. The young R&B artist sang an original composition for a double mint gum endorsement. The teaser was enough to get people riled up for the brand deal. However, the advert fell flat for a number of reasons. For starters, it seemed like a pretty generic commercial, considering Wrigley had just bagged the hottest musician of the year. That, and also the fact that Chris Brown's 2009 incident against Rihanna dominated the media just a few months later. In the end, Wrigley decided it was best to cut their losses and part ways with the musician. And now, let's talk about Drake's Sprite commercial and answer the question, what was that? Sprite was the first major company that took a chance on Drake when he was still an emerging artist in 2010. It was a collaboration that lasted for most of Drake's career. However, they messed up with the first advert. For one, no one could understand the context of it. Then, there was the fact that Drake's body seemingly broke up into 100 pieces when he took a sip of Sprite. How exactly does that help when trying to sell cans of the drink? We might never know. Anyway, from Drake's weird Sprite commercial to Lil Nas X's messy Satan shoe scandal, these were the black celebs who've endorsed weird products.